So what is your name? How old are you? And what is your role in the band?
My name is Nick Bailey. I'm 22 years old. I play guitar in Runner Runner.
What a great job. Can you give us a brief history of the band? Because you guys were like kind of originally a side project of Over It, and then...
Yes, well basically, me and Peter and James played in a band called Over It. John was in a band called Rufio, and Ryan, our singer, was in a band called Don't Look Down. We'd all toured for like our teenage years, and we met each other on the road, and we all became really good friends, and we kind of just, all our bands that we played in before were kind of like inspired by punk rock, and we were a lot younger and didn't really know as much about the music industry, and we just came together last summer because all of us kind of wanted to keep playing music, but we were all in different bands, and we decided to start this like super group of like, we were just really close friends, and we all had a vision to write really like accessible pop songs. So we took that vision and kind of just applied it, started writing a ton, and here we are a year and some change later.
Because you guys have been on a lot of really big tours, but it says you're not signed to a label.
No, we're still unsigned. We will find a label, we're just holding out for the right deal. Because we've been in bands in the past, we kind of have seen, you know, the different like downfalls of the industry, and one of them can be signing to a label if you're not ready, or the wrong label that doesn't promote you, and then you're stuck in a contract. And we kind of learned a lot, so there's a lot we can do on our own to kind of get our business as a band going, and then we'll be ready for, you know, a good label, a good deal.
Yeah.
But this is actually on our second tour. We've played a lot of good shows, but most of those were in California, and this is our second like full U.S. tour.
Official tour.
Yeah. We toured over the summer with the Audition and the Higher, and this is like our first like. That tour was only select markets. This is our first full U.S. tour to every major market and secondary market. So.
Are you having fun?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's very exciting. It's cool because, you know, when we started like playing music together, we were just like, wow, let's just go on tour right now. It was like, wait, let's get our songs together. Let's like set it all up right. We've learned so many lessons throughout the years playing music, so let's do it right with this band. And so far, like everything's just been like perfect.
It's worked out.
Yes.
So living in Huntington Beach, do you guys kind of try to bring that in and have like a Southern California sound to you a little bit, or is that not
Absolutely.
really effective?
I think living out there definitely kind of gives us a very optimistic and laid back approach. Like we're not really like we don't get really intense about, you know, certain things have to happen in a certain amount of time, or we need to make a certain amount of money. I think living in California helps you like maybe appreciate where we are and what we're doing and where we've come from, just because it's so nice out there and there's so many good opportunities. You know, LA is a great place for music, so I think being out there definitely helps the band's morale.
So what was it like working with Tommy Henriksen?
He's amazing. What a great guy he is. When Runner Runner first came together, it was last summer, and we had a bunch of songs, but we weren't sure, like, we knew we wanted to do a pop project. We just didn't know, like what direction to go, you know, because there's a lot of different ways you can spin it. And when we met Tommy, I had known him for a couple of years, and I sent him some demos, and he's like, I really like this, come by my house, let's work on some stuff. And at that time, we're kind of like, we wanna have a band that has like rock songs, but then like remixes of those songs, and we want to like try this. We wanted to try this whole thing where it was like we'd have one song that's like, you know, whatever, regular song, and then a remixed version of it that was more like dancey. And Tommy was just like, why don't you just like combine the two and make that your song? And we were like, dude. He's like, we were kind of like, that's cool, but like, how would that work? And he's like, I'll show you. So we tracked this song, and he kind of like produced it, and then we came back a couple days later, and he had like done a bunch of like editing and stuff, and it was like, whoa, like that's awesome. And that was the song Dedicate. So he kind of like fused the whole like pop rock with this like electro feel, kind of like how remix is. And when he fused those together, we were just like, that's what we want to do right there. So then we recorded like 10 other songs with him, and that's all the material we have now on iTunes and what we play live. And since then, we've written a ton of new songs. Like, we have so many songs.
Do you plan to release a full-length album anytime soon?
We want to, but we really want to. It's funny because like we want to make sure we get the songs just right. You know, like we want our first release to just really like just. We want to, you know, hit a home run. So when the first record comes out, it's got to be the right song. It's got to be the right time. We want to release something like by next summer, but I'd say we're still getting our songs together now. Because we're really proud of everything we have, but some of the newer material we're writing now is even better, and so we want to make sure our first album is like just the best it can possibly be, you know?
So what's the writing process like? Is it one person, or do you all sit down together?
We kind of split up into teams. We have two studios. Like we have a demo studio at our house where me and John and Peter live, and then Ryan, our singer, has a studio at his house where we record demos, and we kind of split up. Like sometimes me and Peter will work on a song, sometimes me and Ryan, sometimes Ryan and Peter, and then once we have a bunch of songs, we'll pick the best stuff and be like, all right, let's keep this idea and keep building it, you know. So we're all songwriters, but we kind of split it up and then just pick the best material, and that's how we go. But I love writing. Like I'd say, like when people ask me what I do, I don't say I'm in a band. I say I'm a songwriter, because I love performing and being in a band. But I feel like ultimately, like that's what I'm gonna be, is like a songwriter. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait to see where this band goes. You know, the sky's the limit. But when I'm 45 years old, I'm still gonna be writing songs. I don't know if I'll be playing the Starland Ballroom though. Hopefully, you never know. But definitely love writing. It's like such an amazing thing.
So who do you guys look up to in the music industry? Not just like as like inspiration, but like as an idol.
Idols in the music industry would be big songwriters. It's funny actually, sometimes like when we talk to people that, you know, are very, like everyone's got an opinion with music and stuff, but sometimes people will be like, oh, I love this song, but I hate this one. And it's like, wow, that's funny, you don't know this, but they're both written by the same person. For me, my idols would be like Dr. Luke, who's an epic songwriter. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed. Yeah, he's written for like Avril Lavigne, Jonas Brothers, Kelly Clarkson.
He wrote Party in the USA for Miley Cyrus.
He did. Him and this dude Claude Kelly wrote that, and he wrote a bunch of songs for this new girl that's about to break out. Her name's Kesha.
Oh, I know who she is.
TikTok.
Yeah.